Hi, Sissy. Hi, Tracy. Tracy gonna what? Tracy gonna have me laughing at work. No, I won't. This might be a little bit more serious today. Good morning, Renee. Hi, Tracy. Love you. Love you, sweeties. How are you? Good morning. Hi, Keandra. How are you, sweetie? Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone? Usually I get a better camera on. Why do you both have a tint to it? I don't know which one is which. All right. I will not worry about it. Greetings from Europe. Hi, Hava. How are you? Good morning, beloved. How are you? I am doing okay. You look good. Thank you. I try to look good. Hello, Instagram. How are you today? Hi, Miss Sheena. Love it. Hi, Chiquita. I love that name. Chiquita Banana, and I'm glad to say. All right. Hi, Betsy. Hi, Meteor. Hello, everyone on Instagram. How are you today? We're going to lose the people. We're going to lose. People are pissed. All right. People can be pissed all they want. Love your flowers. Thank you. These are my birthday flowers. And I'm going to separate them for candle magic because they were given in love. So, of course, I'm going to use them in the magic. They're starting to die off a little, but I'm okay with that because I'm going to use them in magic anyway. They're so adorable. This came from my son and his wife who love me dearly. Oh, my God, to be loved by your son, my only son, and his wife. He's my only son. So to be loved by your only son, like if you had 4 boys, then 3 out of 4 is good. But when you got one, you want to be loved by that one. And I was very blessed that he found an amazing wife. And because he found an amazing wife, they are together, one with loving me. But also, it takes everything to be a good woman to another woman. It takes everything in your power. It takes everything. I cannot be a good woman to another woman if I didn't know the obstacles that are placed in front of women every single day. All right? I got this from my grandson. I got, thank God, I got money from these 2 girls that are twins. I don't know if they want me to mention their names. And I got money from another person named Taylor. And you guys have really helped me, visit my sister. I don't have a car right now, so I have to take a Lyft. And it was $30 each way. It was ridiculous. I just want to thank the twins and I want to thank Taylor. I am of gratitude because once my birthday celebration was over, it was going to cost me a mint. So thank you for letting me be financially stable for my celebration, trying to drag my sister over to celebrate with me. I am of gratitude. And I say all of this because women have been really kind to me. Or they don't like me. I said something on Instagram and somebody called me a bitch. Which brings me to Kamala. All right? And the support that's required. But you've got to put out the support Because if it were you, would you want the support? If it were you. We also have to take the vice president pick, Kamala Harris, to a place of forgiveness, right? Many of you claim to be Christians. And whenever something goes wrong, we always go to the place of, I forgive, right? When, who's that guy, Central Park guy, and that woman, what's his name? Chris something? What was that guy's name in Central Park with that woman with the dog? Can you guys remember his name? Was it Cohen? Chris Cohen, and her name was the same last name or something like that? Thank you, Aries girl. I'm getting there. This is going to be a hard nut to crack with folks. Chris Cooper. Thank you. I appreciate that. And when New York City finally took a stand and understood that people were calling the cops as a way of brutality, as a way of killing the Black man, the Black person, the Black woman. And they called Chris Cooper and they said, listen, we recognize it's a problem. Today, we need you because we'd like to prosecute her. And he said no. And he said because she suffered enough. Now, is that something that folks only give up to the white man? Do you say, well, because he's white, unconsciously, do you say that to yourself? Culturally, do you say that to yourself? Do you only listen to the same words a Black person will say, but you hear it better from a white person? Culturally, is that the way you've been domesticated? And I use those words from Don Miguel's book, The Four Agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements, that you have been domesticated. I come from that place of not even knowing why you're so forgiving to the white culture, why you listen more to the white culture, because you don't even know better, because you've been so domesticated. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Nana. Thank you. That brought me to tears. Thank you, Nana. Because I was trying to figure out, how do I talk to my grouping of people? And so I did a lot of research after she was picked. A lot. Was she my favorite? No. But I don't stand between God and country. Right? I don't stand. Let me tell you something. There's nothing more perfect than the day you were born. Timing is everything. The stars have to align. There are degrees. You're about numbers. There's a degree in everything in terms of how and when you're born. There are no accidents. And it was only at that perfect moment that Kamala was born could she then become the vice presidential pick. Now, your human side gets in the middle of your birth. Forgetting about God gets in the middle of your birth. So maybe as district attorney in Oakland, maybe she did not do the right thing. Maybe she did not have enough love for her Black men that she incarcerated. Maybe through this new process, this new stage in her life, maybe there's something about that she has to learn something new, something about her culture, something about forgiveness of her people that maybe could have made her dislike the black male. One thing's for sure, I'm not a fan of standing between God. And what I know is the country is hurting. And we now know she was born at the perfect time to be president. There were other options, people. And she probably wasn't even the first option. To be honest with you, I think Joe wanted somebody white. I think he made a mistake and said he would pick a woman of color. I think he blurted something out. And when he blurted it out, the media picked it up. I think Klobuchar was supposed to be his pick until George Floyd died. That's God. George Floyd died for us, so that Amy could not be the VP pick. The timing of life, the timing of death, and the complete timing of COVID, because we all had to be in our house to experience an earthquake. A spiritual earthquake. Because I honestly believe it was supposed to be Amy. And you want to know somebody that fucked up the black man? It was Amy. So, with that being said, if Amy would have been chosen, you as black folks would have been like, oh, well, we don't have a choice. You know, he chose Amy without knowing her history. I knew her history long before George Floyd died. I might look like just a psychic to you. I invest in black culture. Am I capable always of speaking my authentic truth? No, because then you all look at me like I'm fucking crazy. And I'm not about that. I got work to do. I got readings I need to perform for people. I don't have time to keep educating people and telling y'all what's going on in the world. I don't have time. But today I have to make time. Because if Amy had been chosen, and Amy was horrible, she was just as bad as that prosecutor with the Central Park 5. And y'all would have chosen that choice because they would have been white. You really need to question your love of blacks. You need to question your love of women. You need to question whether or not it's your own voice you're talking, or whether or not you're trying to support men in the black culture that don't even like you as a date, as a girlfriend, as a wife, but will bend over backwards for your black man if he says, I don't like that Kamala girl, I don't like her. With that being said, I want you all to understand it's okay to forgive Kamala for making some mistakes while she was district attorney. Was that her title, district attorney? It's okay. And it's okay to text her and tweet her and remind her of what she did and support her, because as the vice president, along with the president that voted for 3 strikes, between the two of them, they better figure out we as black Americans will not accept that. So you can use your voice. And you could make change. And you could make them change legislation. They will hear you. The world changed yesterday. For like the 5th time since March, COVID changed the world, right? George Floyd changed the world. right? Protesting changed the world, right? An ethnic woman as the vice president pick changed the world. Think about it. We can get them to do better by us. We cannot get Trump to do better. We can get them to do better by us. Let's fight with them as we instruct them what we need them to do as our Democratic nominees for president. You can't take the racism out of Trump. It's established, it's sealed, it's delivered. He'll bite down and he'll never back up. Not at this stage of the game, he can't. But we can get Biden Harris to listen to us. So, I'm going to bring you to another point. Have any of you ever done anything bad and wanted to be forgiven for it? Any of you? Any of you righteous people? Have you ever done anything bad and wanted to be forgiven for it? Go ahead and play righteous. Because what I can tell you is that God doesn't like ugly. And whatever you wish for Kamala will return to you tenfold. God chose Kamala. We have to look at it way different than we ever did before. We have to look at it from a different place, not a human place. Oh, it wasn't my pick. Oh, we have to look at it from a different place. We have to look at God and have to go, okay, what happened? And if God says, shut up, this is who I chose, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be disciplined to God. Let me tell you something. I worked out of a pagan store. I had no other store that would take me. I have the worst reputation in California for being a psychic. I'm the best psychic. I'm the most arrogant psychic. People did not like me. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you didn't know? Oh, no. No, not in California. People did not like me. I was too good. You ever been that good? Moi. I'm hella good. I already know it. So those of you that want to cuss me out, be gone. I know I'm good. I know when you have a problem with your boyfriend, you're going to call me. I also know I'm going to describe his personality to a T. I'm also going to tell you why you should not be with that boyfriend. You won't listen to me. And I'm okay with that. It's not my choice. I don't have to make you listen to me. But you're going to see in the end that I speak to God. And so when I entered a pagan store, a Christian entering, look at me, Christian entering a pagan store. And I asked them if they had space for me. They said, absolutely. You cause one problem and you're out. I stayed there 6 years. Was I a problem eventually? Hell yeah. You can't hide all of this back. You can't stop all of this. Of course that was a problem for them. They fired me in 6 years. But it did take them 6 years. But they gave me a chance. And they knew my reputation. My reputation is fierce as any psychic in California. They're like, oh, Tracy. We don't talk about Tracy here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They gave me a chance. A bunch of pagans gave me a chance. And I said to God, why am I here? And God said, shut up and sit down. And so I shut up and sit down and didn't have one reading in this pagan store. And I said to God, why am I here? Months later. And God said, shut up and sit down. And so I sat there. By this time, I might have had 2 readings. It's now almost a year there. And I said to God, why am I here? Because I was resistant, right? And God said, shut up and sit down. And I thought, God wants me to be here for some reason. It was hard to adjust to this because I thought by being in the store, I thought I was being undisciplined to God. I didn't want God to hate me being in a pagan store. So when God said, shut up, what he really said was shut up and be quiet, not sit down, shut up and be quiet. And so when I finally got the memo that he wasn't going to let me leave, that I was mandated to stay there, no matter what, this was my 40 years in the desert, and I didn't have to understand it. It wasn't my job to understand God. It was my job to be disciplined. When I figured out I'm going to have to stay in this store and be in a particular room, by the way, I got the worst room. What I realized is that it was my job to make my environment the best environment it could be. So I started decorating and putting up flowers. I don't even think I have pictures of my room. And I made my room my home. And then in that room, I found YouTube. I started creating videos. And those videos brought me here today with all of you to assist in getting you all to understand why Kamala Harris is God's pick. Have you ever done anything wrong? Ever in your life? Shut up and be quiet. And be disciplined to who God chose. Because you're going to want forgiveness for your mistakes in the past. You're going to want forgiveness for your mistakes in the future. Go after Kamala Harris energetically, hate her energetically, and you got husbands, wives, children, you got a nice man you're trying to meet. Go after Kamala Harris against God's choice. I can't stand next to you at all. I will not stand next to you. I go with God. I trust God. You claim to be a Christian? Trust God. She was born for this moment. And you think I'll go against God? I won't. Will I work with her? Will I impress upon her that as the vice presidential pick, along with Joe Biden, we need 2 people to change the laws for our Black culture, that's my job. I'll do that. I will not go against her. And I will not go with the people against her. When God chose her. And that's what I'm sticking with. My love of God. And any one of your children can be the president. You know that. You know it today. You wouldn't like anybody taking down your children, your blood. And by the way, I don't care what race she is. She is a woman of color. And by the way, the ignorance in our culture is amazing. She is Jamaican, which comes from Africa. Don't get it twisted. She has African blood in her. We will not take away her mother's side of the family. She is 50% Indian. Stop being ignorant, folks. Her father said they did not come from slavery, and in case you all didn't know it, not every Black person came from slavery. We were rich. We were Moors. We were kings. We were queens. We traveled to the Caribbean. We traveled to the Americas. There's a whole history of African culture before the ships came in to steal us. And they lied to us. They lied to the Africans. They put them in tunnels in African land. And once the Africans realized what the hell was happening, they shot them. Africans didn't have guns. They brought diseases in. Get out of here. Not everyone came from slavery. Sorry if you didn't know. It's time to reinvest in your culture, not just from the Americas. I'm doing a series on the Orishas, and with this series, I'm going to include now how people of color, Black folks, dark-skinned Black folks, came to North America and came to the Caribbeans. And here's the thing that you guys don't think about. If the white man can go all the way to Africa by boat, why couldn't the African culture come to North America? Why do you all just see it one way? How can the white man had done it and the Blacks never? Are you kidding me? Rise up, people. Rise up on your knowledge. Rise up on your education. The one thing I'm not going to tell you to do is do your research. I'm going to research. I'll redirect the research so that you can read it. So that you could begin to understand we're all not from slavery. And Kamala is the perfect example. Here's what I'm going to say. It is up to you. I am supporting and standing behind Kamala Harris. I am deciding to be on the right side of history. I am honored through my God that he chose her. He's got something for you too. And you're going to want the support in any way. You're an entrepreneur? Be that. You're a doctor? Be that. You're the best certified nurse's aide on your floor? Be that. Make children of greatness. Educate your children. Remind them that they could be the best at anything they choose to be. Anything. Just be disciplined and be the best at it. I'm the best I think any of you would ever have. I already know it. I said it. See the difference? You can't take that from me. We can't take away that Kamala Harris is the vice president pick chosen by God. I will stand behind her. From this day forward, I will stand behind her. I love that. The same man that tried to stop a little girl in busing, look at God, is the same man that hired her to be the vice president pick. Wow. Wow. Look how you could turn this around. Look how you could turn this around. So whatever mistake she made as District Attorney of California, was that her title? I'm getting a little confused. Whatever mistake she made, we, the people, can turn it around with her. Good point, Love Smoothie Pie. Look at you. Hi, Laura Lee. Love that. I know, that was the best. Thank you, Love Smoothie Pie. Thank you. AG. What's AG? Attorney. What is AG? Spell it out for me. I just get confused. Attorney General. Yes, not District Attorney. I meant Attorney General. Whew. Smoothie Pie, that was the best. The same man that tried to stop a little girl in busing is the same man that hired her to be president. Wow. Wow. So here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do a reading on her. You don't need that. There's enough readings out there that's going to be coming on her anyway. I'm not going to do a reading on her. You guys are going to trust God today. You're going to trust God's VP pick today. You are not going to put this on Tracy. You're going to trust yourself, and you're going to trust what God gave you. And God gave me a pentacle store and a horn-loving group of people. And you know, to this day, they are all my friends. To this day, they're all my friends. Because what I realize is that they want what I want. They want love of family, financial security, and they want friends. So you know what I found out? I don't need to be like them. They don't need to be Christian like me. We have a black woman as vice president pick. That's India. That's from India. Get over yourselves. Thank you, Tracy. I trust God. Thank you, sweetie. Yes, I'm trusting God. Yes. Yes. Just breathe. Just breathe. And I'm warning you, Troy, anyone that calls her out of her face, you have family. You have children. You have husbands that you have now, want now. Keep calling her out her face. Keep throwing that stone. Keep throwing that stone. It can't stop what God has for you. He picked her. So keep being ugly. I'm talking about God. And God is in every religion. Think about that, y'all. I'm talking about God. And God is in every religion. Not fighting anymore. Not discussing this anymore. It is going to be up to you. I carry around a cross because I believe in Jesus. Me, by myself. God is in every religion. Think about it. All right, guys. I'm done. Thank you, Snoop. I believe that. God wants a relationship, not religion. What are you talking about, Troy? You're talking out of your two sides of your face. Hello, Miss Tracy. Thank you. Does she throw the stones too? Not challenging your logic here, but is God over Kamala too? Is God over you? HTHTVG. Is God over you? And have you been perfect? Think about it. All right, guys. No more arguments here. I've said my piece. I'm a fan of God. I trust my God. I will stand behind Kamala Harris. I will not challenge Kamala Harris. What I will do is be a part of a group or a team of people in informing her what we need for the president and the vice president for America. And she's the first woman. It's amazing. I almost forgot that. That is so amazing. Oh. Hi, Peaches. Welcome, sweetie. Stay with us. All right, guys. No reading here. You guys don't get to trust me at all. You guys can trust God. And let's leave it at that. Thank you for letting me speak my authentic truth. I will be back on later today. We've got some orishas to do before the 18th, so come join me. You be the voice. Who said that? You be the voice. You be the voice. Stop asking others to do something that you can do. And that's what I said. I will assist and be a part of a group of people that will be telling Kamala and Biden what I need as a culture. You be a part of something. You be the voice. They're going to want to hear from all of you, by the way. No reading, Miss Sheena. No. You guys can't look at me as your God. No, you guys are going to figure out that Kamala's here because of God. So no, I don't want to do a reading because I don't want to redirect this message. And this message was the most important message today. My prayer for her is no weapons formed against her is going to prosper. That's beautiful. No weapons formed against Kamala will prosper. And those of you that throw stones, whether you say it out loud or not, it comes back to you tenfold. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful of how you speak. I am authorized to say this to you. All right, kings and queens, take it easy. Bye.